Hello, my name is Shannon, and today I'm going to be telling you how to make kitty cat shortbread cookies. First, let's talk about the ingredients that you will be needing. You will need half a cup of butter, half a cup of sugar, 1 egg, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, 2 cups of flour, and 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Make sure all of your ingredients are at room temperature. First, you're going to combine your sugar and your butter until light and fluffy. Once that is done, add in your vanilla and egg. Now, it may look a little funny, but I promise it will come together once you add your flour as well as your baking powder. You want to make sure you chill your dough for about half an hour in the fridge. To do this, just lay out your dough on top of some saran wrap, flatten it out into a disc shape, and pop it in for, like I said, about 30 minutes or so. Now, when you get to the rolling and baking stage of your cookies, you will need oven mitts, a plain rolling pin, a cookie sheet with parchment paper, flour for dusting, as well as your cat rolling pin. Now, when using this cat rolling pin, it's important to use enough force to get a clear design, yet not too much where it's going to lift the design up. As you can see, the first picture we have here is way too light and will not produce a good image. The one on the right, way too much force, and as you can see, it started to actually lift the design up off of the cookie. The one in the middle is just right, nice soft crisp edges, and it'll be perfect for your cookies. Now when you're rolling, you want to make sure you roll it with the plain rolling pin first, then do one pass with the cat rolling pin. This will ensure that your pattern comes up nice and clean. I like to use my cookie cutter with dipped in flour. That way it gets nice crisp edges without any sticking. And when you are rolling them and cutting them, make sure you put your cookie cutters as close as they can possibly be. This will help prevent re-rolling of the dough. When you put them on your cookie sheet, make sure you give them plenty of room to spread and bake them at 350 degrees for about 10 minutes or until they come out a nice golden brown around the edges. Once they're out, make sure you put them on top of a cooling rack to make sure they cool completely before going on to the next steps. Once cooled, the next step would be to add your icing. So here I have my icing sugar, meringue powder, vanilla, and water. You can easily mix this together with a whisk or a spatula. The consistency you would like is the one on the right. You want a much looser icing. We're not piping this on, we're actually dipping it. If you were to pipe, then yes, the one on the left is perfect because that is easy to pipe and will give you a nice shape, whereas one on the right is more of a dippable or glaze-like consistency. To do this, you can either pour the icing right on top of the cookies like I did, or you can flip them upside down and dip them in the bowl and flip them back and put them on your cooling rack. Whichever way works for you. I find pouring it over top is much easier. Now for the jam. You want to make sure that you put the jam on as evenly as you can, but not going all the way to the edges, as this will cause too much jam and a messier cookie to eat. Once your icing is hardened on top, you're going to sandwich it together. So you're going to have icing, cookie, jam, cookie. And that's it. Those cookies are done and they are ready to eat. They will keep for a few days in an airtight container if they last that long. I know in my house they do not. And you can present them any which way. You can put them on a nice platter. You don't even have to do the icing if you don't want to. If you want a less sweet cookie, you can do that. Lastly, before I sign off, I just want to talk about the rolling pin a little bit more. You can get different colors, different design patterns as well, but it is important to take care of them. So to do that, you want to wash it and dry it very well and oil it with food oil. So you can use a vegetable oil or canola oil. This will help preserve the wood on the rolling pin. If you see that there's any dough in these small details, you can easily grab a toothpick and take them out from there. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy the cookies as much as I do.